Welcome back to Little Troyer Farm. This is going to be a slightly different kind of video because I am trying to catch up with all of the things that have been recorded and things that have happened. Still the end of January. So this was January 31st, and as you can see, I'm taking another dog to the vet again. So this is Tika. She is our 8-year-old Australian Shepherd Cross Border Collie. We've had her ever since she was an 8-week-old pup. And we unfortunately noticed that she was non-weight bearing on her back left leg. And so the next day we took her to the vet. And unfortunately, the news was not at all what we had been hoping for. We hoped it would be just something simple, even though deep down we knew that it wasn't. And the vet confirmed that she had torn her ACL in her left hind leg. And the options are obviously euthanasia to number one, which we didn't think was necessary in this situation, or take her all the way to Edmonton, which is an 8-hour drive, and spend over $4,500 on a surgery, or we can do home rehab with her for the next 3 to 4 months. So the farm dog has become the indoor dog who has been confined and has been enjoying the spoiled life on the inside of the house. Everything's jumping quickly because I'm serious. I can't make up how fast stuff happens around here, but I want you to brace yourself for the next image here. So later on that same day, I was handling milk after milking in the evening, and I looked at my monitor and I could see that Robin was pushing in the shelter, and I bolted as fast as I could put on my boots and my snow pants. I had them fireman style where I had my snow pants draped over my boots. I jumped into my boots, hiked up my snow pants, and bolted it out in minus 30, felt like minus 40 degrees Celsius, because I knew that this was really, really wrong. So Robin was giving birth 9 days early, and I'm black and whiting this whole video because it's too graphic for the average public. And so this little kid was coming out backwards, and by the time I got to her, she was already DOA. And so this kid was already dead beforehand. And before anybody yells at me for exploring without any gloves on, this was an emergent situation. I had just been washing dishes. My hands were very, very clean. And under normal circumstances, I absolutely would have gloved up, but I did not have anything with me. But I wanted to make sure that we had not another kid there that I could help pull out and potentially save. But with being 9 days early, the likelihood of any kid being born alive is fairly low, unfortunately. And to be honest, things that I have not shared yet is that after I had purchased Robin, I was unfortunately fighting for registration papers and was not able to get them. And I had talked to the person who she was registered under, and she had said that she had never gotten live kids out of Robin. So her first year having babies, her kids were born DOA as well. And then the next owner also told me that she had lost her set of twins last year as well. And then this year, to have an early kid that was born DOA, there's likely something wrong somewhere where she just can't have live babies. So here's an idea of the drifting that has happened today. Wind is still picking up snow pretty good. Sucks. It's just crappy is what it is. So I totally didn't hit record, but I just weighed Bambi's little buckskin boy, and he's going to get 1 mil, or sorry, not 1 mil, 0.1, just over 0.1 of a line, which is ridiculously small. because today we are disbudding. So this is pain meds. There you go, bud. Boy, we're just giving him a little bit of pain meds. Ouch, don't eat my finger. And that's just like an hour or something before we disbud. Sorry, Robin's very upset. About an hour before we disbud. That way they can have the least amount of pain possible. Last year we did not use pain meds, but I feel a lot better about giving them something for pain before we disbud them. And that'll be that. Hey dude, good breakfast. So you can already feel their little horns buds. So I'm also going to shave them after I feed everybody and get breakfast myself. I'm going to shave them and then we're going to bud them all and give them some nice shiny metal spray on it. Press record this time. See how much you've grown. It's not working. Alright, she was very wiggly, but she's about the same, so. No. Yep, you can have that. And some milk. Okay, so he's about 10.5 pounds. Good boy. Good boy. Milk. He's wearing a collar because he is a brown one, just like there's two others that at first I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to tell them apart. But it's really easy, so I'm not actually worried about it. But that's why he's wearing a collar, is for ID purposes. Because if you're selling registered animals, it really matters who they are and who their parents are. Good boy. They drink really fast these days. Oh, my baby girl. Good girl. Give you some milks. Their morning bottles are always smaller just because I don't want to overfeed them after they've been fasting for the night. So I give them their smallest bottle first thing in the morning and then their second bottle like 2.5, 3 hours later. And then just increase the size of their bottle throughout the day. This was recommended by a lady who's been raising dairy goats her whole life well, she grew up in Nebraska and she's in Alaska. And she's somebody I really look up to, and so I do the same thing. I start with a small bottle, and then I work them up to their biggest bottle at night. Yeah, good girl. But even that, like, their smallest bottle first thing in the morning is going to have to be changed in size because they are growing. And so their overall intake is more than it was when they were first born. Happy babies, happy babies. Alright, we're gonna go this way. I'm trying to rig up my heater for the milk shed, and I can't run my heater in here because it's all on the same circuit as the oil heater, and sorry, my fingers are freezing. It's on the same breaker or whatever as the oil heater and heat lamp in the kidding barn where the kids are. And as soon as I plug in one more heater, it trips the breaker and everything shuts off. So I'm running an extension cord from the pump shed to my milk shed to run a heater so I don't freeze my fingers off again. It's minus 26, feels like minus 38 degrees Celsius. That ain't Fahrenheit, y'all. So anyways, I am gonna see if this works. You see how like brittle these cords are right now? Alright, let's see. Get ourselves some heat. Hey, it's working for right now. Hallelujah. Crank that up all the way. We're gonna give that a few minutes. So my other yellow cord that I had run from the pump shed to my security cameras, barn cameras, it's frozen into the ground all the way till up here. So I'm gonna need some husband power for that. It's chilly, I know, I'm sorry girls. We had blowing snow like crazy yesterday, still blowing a little bit. But I had to trek this other cord from the horse shelter over there through that big drift that was over my knee all the way up here. I got an extra extension cord because it was red and I thought it was all the same one. So we'll let that cook in there for a little bit and then, yeah, carry on. The goats, as you can see, do not want anything to do with being outside today. I know you guys are chilly. I'm chilly too. Hey? We got Reba with her udder tape on. Hey, you gooseballs? Ready for some breakfast? I've just been feeding them right in their shelter just because it's been so cold. Sometimes this is just life on the farm. And even though it's hard, it doesn't mean that I hate it and that I don't want to do it anymore. It's just that, as with anything that you love and enjoy, hard, complicated days will come. Days where there's heartache and heartbreak will come. And whenever you're dealing with livestock and animals, again, that's just part of life. There is death along with the beautiful new life that happens. And honestly, I feel incredibly blessed for all of the wonderful and healthy babies that we have had born. And to lose robins is very sad for me, but at the same time, I was already half expecting that whatever kid or kids she had likely wouldn't be born live. We've got Rose and Rebel and Robin and Sage, Reba, Winnie, Willow, Bambi, and Daisy. A warm mash for minus 37 tonight. Hey, girly. Get in there. Go get some good stuff. Brr. These little stinkers are so adorable. Oh my goodness. it has felt like a sin to keep them hidden away from you all, but it's been hard because I don't want to spoil, the other videos. Now that most of the videos are up except for Rebel Rose's birth video, I can share more of these adorable little faces. Oh my goodness, aren't they so precious? So all of these guys have been disbudded now, and so that basically kills the horn growth and makes it so that they are hornless goats. It does not matter if they're male or female, they will all have horns unless they are polled, which means that they will naturally not have horn growth. All of these guys are horned, they come from horned genetics, and so disbudding is a must if you don't want to have horns. And I did something that I do not recommend doing, and that is using alu spray after disbudding. We ended up with a couple disbudding infections that we are still dealing with because of the trapped moisture underneath of that alu spray. I had seen another breeder do it and I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. But I highly recommend to not do it. Just let it be exposed to the air. It's all naturally cauterized and everything. I just figured that they would look nicer with like a bit of like a bandage on them versus these hot iron marks on their head. But I highly recommend just letting it alone, leaving it alone, and letting it do its thing and dry out and scab up properly, because now I am reaping the reward of trying something that has, did not have very good results. So we're keeping those infected areas flushed out really well because, well, obviously infections aren't great. I've also spoken with my vet, and she said, no, I do not recommend giving antibiotics if there's no fever, no lack of appetite, if they're completely normal, except for kind of like an oozing area from the infected area. Absolutely do not. Just keep focusing on cleansing it and keeping it clean. Keep it washed out and cleansed with betadine or betadine, however you pronounce it. I'm sure iodine would work as well. Just keep it disinfected and very, very clean. Look at all these guys. Oh my goodness. Anyways, don't use alu spray. Stay tuned for the next video. Rebel Rose is up soon. Yeah, you're going to do this all by yourself. You show everybody how it's done. Good girl. Good girl.